My name is Nicole. I'm from the Ann Arbor Hands-On Museum. Today, we'll be talking about the science behind something that I like to collect. Some people like to collect stamps or coins or rocks. I really like to collect fossils. And today, I'm going to teach you about some of the fossils that I have found. Even if you don't collect fossils, you've probably seen them before. Fossils are all over. You might find fossils in a museum. Maybe you've seen fossils in a movie or a TV show. You might have even found fossils right outside, maybe on the beach or in your backyard. First, you need to know, what is a fossil? Today, I brought my dictionary, and we're going to look in this dictionary to see if we can find what a fossil is. All right, I found it. The definition of fossil. A fossil is a remnant, impression, or trace of an organism of past geologic ages that has been preserved in the Earth's crust. All that means is that something first has to live, and then they have to leave something behind. This could be its bones, maybe its tooth, it could be its footprints even. They're all different kinds of fossils. The other important component there is that a fossil needs to come from a past geologic era. That means that it has to be at least 10,000 years old. Now I am going to show you one of my favorite fossils. Does anyone know what this is? If you guessed fish, you're right. It's definitely a fish. This fossil is a fossil fish called Cnidia eocena. Cnidia eocena lived 40 to 53 million years ago. You can see all little parts of it. Its fins, you can see its eye right here, and this right here is its spine. I have here some fish vertebrae. Vertebrae are just parts of your spine. So if you feel along the middle of your back, you can feel those little bumps, those are your vertebrae. And here are some vertebrae. So here is one. This belongs to a fish, and this is one little part of its spine. You may be wondering, well, Nicole, how do you know that that's a fish vertebra? Well, there are two things that help us figure out what a fossil is. Well, there's a lot of things, really, but two things when it comes to this. Its shape and where it's from. I found these vertebrae in places where it was obvious that everything there had lived underwater. So I know that whatever this is had to have lived underwater, which rules out other things that have the same shape of vertebrae. The other thing is exactly how it's shaped. It's shaped so that both sides are dented in, and that's how you know that it's a fish vert. I've also collected some mosasaur vertebrae. Mosasaurs aren't dinosaurs, although they lived at the same time as dinosaurs, but they lived underwater. Have any of you ever heard of a mosasaur? If you've seen Jurassic World, a mosasaur is that big thing that comes up out of the water at the end. Now, mosasaurs don't usually get that big, but they do get pretty big. So here we have one mosasaur vertebra. You can see its spine. That's the bumpy part that you feel on your back. You have a spine too. I can tell that it's a mosasaur vertebra because of that center part again. Remember how the fish dents in on both sides? The mosasaur vertebra dents in on one side, and on the other side, it curves out. This is another mosasaur vertebra, and it is huge. Look, it's almost the size of my head. And since it curves in on this side and curves out on this side, it's pretty easy to tell that this is probably from a mosasaur. I hope you had fun learning about fossils with me today. I know I had a lot of fun learning about them too. There's also your own collection. See what you can learn about things that you collect. Thank you for tuning in to the Ann Arbor Hands-On Museum.